가자, 이씨. 된 거야, 뭐야, 이씨.
태국 방콕에서 납치된 것으로 알려진 인질 도처직입니다.
서울지방경찰청 위기협상팀 파치용입니다.
그쪽이 제일 잘 나가는 네고시에이터.
모든 사람들, 모든 자료들 싹 다 찾아봐 주세요.
나 보고 싶은 사람 하나 있는데 불러줄 수 있나? 판을 좀 더 키워보죠. 1시 반. 이 시작 10분 나 한 명씩 주는 거야.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and a very good day to everyone. Today, we will make a movie review of the movie Negotiation. We are consist of 5 group members presented by LUQMAN or FADZIL, KHAIRULIMAN, Muhammad Danial, Muhammad AZIM and NAJIHUSSYAMIL.
The story revolves around Ha Chae-yoon, who plays the role of a highly experienced police crisis negotiator, always striving to be the best in every task. The movie begins with an incident where 2 criminals threaten the police, demanding a helicopter or they will kill 2 hostages. However, at that time, Ha Chae-yoon unintentionally fails to save the victims, resulting in their death. This incident deeply affects her, leading her to step away from the negotiation unit. However, her decision is ignored by her superior. In the next scenes, she is forced to handle a major crisis involving Min Tae-gu. The plot becomes more intense as several incidents unfold throughout the movie, including Min Tae-gu brutally killing a few hostages. The motive behind the killings is revealed towards the end of the film when Ha Chae-yoon discovers that the 2 victims killed at the beginning of the movie were actually Min Tae-gu's beloved older sister and her husband. The murder was carefully planned by those in power and later covered up by manipulating information to make it seem as if nothing had happened. This is what drove Min Tae-gu to seek revenge through kidnapping and murder in the film. But throughout the negotiation, she began to uncover the truth behind his actions. At first, she saw Min Tae-gu as a ruthless criminal, but when several pieces of information were revealed, Min Tae-gu presented evidence of a conspiracy, and Cha-yoon investigated and discovered facts that had been hidden by her own superiors. She started to realize that Min Tae-gu wasn't killing without reason, but was trying to expose the crimes of powerful people who murdered his sister and covered up the case. In the negotiation, 2 powerful characters take the spotlight, each with their own mission and their own truth. Meet Ha Chae-yoon, a skilled police negotiator. She's calm, smart, and always follows the rule. But after failing to save hostages in the past case, guilt haunts her. Now, she is forced back into a dangerous situation facing a kidnapper. As the case unfolds, she starts to question, is she protecting the law or hiding the truth? Here's Min Tae-gu, an arms dealer but not just a criminal. He's a broken family driven by revenge. His sister was murdered and the truth was buried by powerful people. Min Tae-gu takes extreme actions, kidnapping, threats, not for money, but to expose corruption and make them pay. To him, justice means doing what the system failed to do.
Thank you LUQMAN FADZIL for his presentation. Today, I will be presenting a review of the Korean thriller, The Negotiation. This film is more than just a hostage drama. It explores deep ethical dilemmas that challenge our sense of justice. Through 2 main characters, we see how difficult choices often lie in morally grey areas, especially when power and corruption are involved. Let's talk about Min Tae-gu. At first, he seems like the villain, a ruthless arms dealer who takes life without mercy. But as the story unfolds, we discover his true motive: to expose the murder of his sister and the deep government corruption behind it. His ethical dilemma is powerful. Does he continue with violent action to reveal the truth, or stay silent and allow the corrupt system to continue? Even though his methods are extreme, we begin to understand that his actions are driven by pain, love, and a need for justice. This blurs the line between criminal. On the other side, we have Ha Chae-yoon, the skill negotiator. She started off strictly professional, believing in law, rules, and saving life. But as she listened to Min Tae-gu, she uncovers the truth about the system she works for. Her dilemma is just as intense. Should she follow orders and treat him as a terrorist, or trust him and risk everything to uncover the truth? Her internal struggle shows us how even someone on the side of the law can be forced to question what is truly right. It's a powerful reminder that doing the right thing is not always black.
So let's move on with the action taken by the villain based on theological point of view. First of all, why is it theological? Theological is the action taken by the person, whether good or bad, by examining its consequences. And the consequences are dependent on the outcome of the action taken by the person. For example, in this movie, Min Tae-ju, as the villain of this movie, his action might be look bad, but however, does his bad action brings good or bad outcome? Let's have a look. The first action is Min Tae-ju unlawfully took their lives by shooting them in front of the negotiator when he found out the negotiator was lying to him. The reason on why he doing this is because he wants to seek revenge for the fact that they had to pay for those crimes by bribing and murdering his sister. From the theological point of view, his actions are unethical as he illegally takes the law into his own bare hands by taking their lives. So next is Min Tae-ju exposing high-level crimes of corruption and murder cover-ups to the public by using Thailand server in order to reveal the truth as well as to create awareness to the public. By doing this, he performed his duty to save people from any harm as well as to bring justice. From a theological point of view, the action is ethical as he brings justice and revealing high-level corruption and murder that have remained secret. Last but not least, he was risking his own life for the mission by went to the top of the office with a bomb around his body to confront and kill them for paying their crimes. In theological point of view, the action is ethical as he saved many people's lives from future harm as well as to avoid any harm to everyone by sacrificing himself.
Thank you, Daniel, for his presentation just now. Now, let me talk about action taken based on deontological point of view. First, let's clarify what deontological ethics is all about. Ethics is focused upon obligation or duty and not on consequences. Second, goodness and badness of an action is based on the action itself and not the outcomes. Third, action must be a direct result of universal ethical rules. And lastly, an ethical act is one that is performed with goodwill and moral rules or duties. Now, let's look at how this plays out in the movie. For the first example of deontological ethics is Chae-yoon's commitment to saving hostages. As a police negotiator, she constantly puts her duty to protect lives first. She doesn't act based on what she might gain or lose. Her actions are rooted in moral obligation and goodwill. From this, it shows that her action is ethical since the action itself follows a moral duty and is done from goodwill, not for personal gain or consequences. Next, the second example is even more powerful. Despite discovering her superior's involvement in corruption, Chae-yoon does not stay silent. She refuses to compromise her values or follow unethical orders. Her decision is not based on whether speaking out will benefit her. In fact, it will ruin her career. But she tells the truth in a way because it is her moral duty. From this scene, it also shows ethical behavior from Chae-yoon. In conclusion, in both situations, Chae-yoon consistently chooses the right action based on moral principles, not on personal gains or outcomes. This shows her integrity and dedication to ethical conduct align perfectly with the deontological view that Rules bind you to your duty.
Thank you, Naji, for the stated point so far. Now, I will be talking about ethical action based on golden rule if I was in villain shoes. But before that, what is golden rule? Golden rules is a general rule for how to behave that say you should treat people the way you would like other people to treat you. As people always say, treat others as you would like to be treated. Mintegu is not just a villain, he is a deeply wrong man. His sister was murdered by powerful people and no justice was served because the system was corrupted. That creates a powerful emotional drive for revenge and justice. If I were in Mintegu's shoes, facing betrayal, loss and injustice, I know the desire for revenge would be overwhelming. But guided by the golden rule, my action will be different. First, I will choose not to harm innocent people. Even though anger and grief could drive me toward violence, the golden rule teach me that no one should suffer for crime they didn't commit. Harming innocent people violate the principle of fairness and justice. The golden rule encourages empathy. If no one deserves to suffer for action they didn't commit, then causing harm to the innocent is never morally justified. Every hostage is someone's family, just like my sister was to me. Hurting the innocent will only repeat the same injustice I am fighting against. Second, I will choose to tell the truth no matter the risk. Truth-telling supports accountability and justice. According to the golden rule, honesty should be upheld because all individuals deserve access to the truth, especially in matters of moral or legal wrongdoing. Exposing corruption through evidence and testimony, not threat, respect others' right to justice and truth. Even if speaking out put my life in danger, the truth is a stronger weapon and far more honorable than violence. Had this action been taken, feeling remorse of guilt and shame would likely still arise for not seeking justice, but for any harm nearly inflicted in moment of despair. I would feel deep remorse for even thinking of using violence. My sister deserves justice, not vengeance that's sought in blood. Remorse will come from realizing that I almost betrayed her memory by letting hate lead the way. If I had threatened or endangered life to make my point, I feel guilt because I know exactly what it feels to be powerless, to beg for help and be ignored. In trying to honor my sister, I inflict that same fear on others. It's this painful awareness that I violate my own moral code and become something that I swore I would never be. Shame will haunt me not because of what others think, but because I know I lost myself in the process. By adhering the golden rule, justice could be pursued without compromising personal morality. In the face of great suffering, ethical action preserves not only the memory of those we have lost, but also the humanity within ourselves.
In conclusion, the negotiation showcases an intricate struggle between justice and individual revenge. The characters Ha Chae-yeon and Min Tae-gu develop the view that truth and morality are often blocked by power and authority. Min Tae-gu may have gone to the extreme, but his actions stem back feelings of injustice and loss. However, Ha Chae-yeon is a champion of integrity, demonstrating that through heroism he is standing up for principles, even if challenged by the system. As the film shows us, ethics is not only about following rules, but ethically doing what is right, lightning risks to personal and professional perceptions. From this movie, we see many lessons learned, such as: first, seeking justice must be grounded in ethics, not revenge. Second, power and authority must always be questioned when they hide corruption. And lastly, violence cannot justify justice. True change comes through non-violent action and unwavering commitment to moral values.
That's all from us. Thank you for watching our video.